You're not paying attention to what's on the journey. You're not paying attention to the signs that's saying it's a detour coming ahead. So when you come to this dead end, you feel like, well, maybe it's not meant to be. But what the problem is, you missed the sign when it says exit right here. And this is the detour. And I need you to follow this route. You're trying to go straight ahead because you think that's the way you need to go. And then you miss out on what it is that you needed and what it is where you needed to go, that you missed the detour.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you know I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, jump!
We're choosing to unlock the treasures from within. Winners don't back down, now we move forward. Destiny awaits, you got the power, so now roar. This is Relentless Conversations. Destiny awaits, you gotta move forward. Never back down, man, we always move forward. We got the power, it's locked within. My friend, you never give in, cause it's your time to win. This is Relentless Conversations.
Welcome to Relentless Conversations, where the conversations are always to push you forward in your destiny. The battle is yours to win. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yo, what's going on, fam? This is your boy, K Noel, your Relentless Motivator, coming through with another episode. Yo, I kid you not, this episode was not planned at all. I reached out to my people on my texting community. By the way, go ahead and join my texting community. All you got to do is hit this QR code right here, or it may be over here. Either way, it's on the side. Just be sure to hit that QR code. But I asked them, should I do a episode? I wanted to ask their input. And without a shadow of doubt, they already hit me with, K, you got to do it. So I just realized, and I didn't even know it, that as of this Saturday, it will be my 2-year anniversary with rocking with you all. For real, it'll be my 2-year anniversary, man. It has been a journey, and it's been a lot of growth within the last 2 years. And, I'm forever thankful. And for those of you who have been rocking with me since day one, those who have just hopped on the journey with me, and those of you in the future who may be coming to join me, I just want to tell you off the rip, I appreciate you. And for me, that goes a long way, because this journey, it wasn't even to be about me. Even from the beginning, when I thought to have the thoughts of doing this podcast, it was, I had a reason for it, but my biggest reason was for you. I knew somebody needed the hope. I knew somebody needed the motivation. I knew somebody needed the inspiration. So that is why I started the Pursuit of Passion. That is why it is now the Relentless Conversations. Either way, whether it's Pursuit of Passion or whether it's Relentless Conversation, it was still all about you. And I understand that journey, because when you think about a journey, it's from going from one place to the next. That is what a journey is all about. And where a lot of people get it mixed up is they forget about the process. We know our ultimate goal. We know what we want to be. But we forget about, again, the journey is from one place to the next. And even to get to your ultimate goal, you still have one place to the next that you have to get to. I think about when I'm going to visit my mom. I go from one state to the next. And even in the midst of getting to that destination, I still have to stop to get gas. Now, I don't eat while I'm on the road, but my wife may get hungry. So we're stopping for food. We're making different stops. So there are going to be some stops along the way that some of them you expect, some of them you don't expect. I'll never forget, it was one year, me and my wife was dating at the time. We were on the way home. It was snowing. And it was snowing so bad that we couldn't see the road. Kid you not, I'm from the South. Down here in Georgia, It snows. We shutting everything down for not even a half an inch. We get a little drop. We shutting everything down. So your boy knew nothing about driving in the snow. But I had this tracker. I had something that was guiding me called a GPS. Some of y'all may remember those GPS. Man, everybody had them before we had everything in our car and in our phones and stuff. So I was following the GPS. Mind you, I could not see the road. I got 16-wheelers on the side of me stopping. Other cars, they're stopping. But me, I'm stubborn. I'm not going to give up. I know my destination. I know I want to get home. So my wife is asleep. I eventually woke her up because, hey, sometimes in this journey, you need somebody to push you, to give you that push along your journey. But nevertheless, I kept going. Now, mind you, again, 16-wheelers are pulling over. Those who are used to driving in these kind of situations. Remind you, I couldn't see the road, but I was following the GPS to show me where the road was so I wouldn't drive off. And I understood that process. And as I was driving, more and more people started following me. I look in my rear view, those same 16-wheelers that had pulled over were now beginning to follow me. And that was crazy. Because again, here are people who are used to driving in this kind of weather pulling over. But me, I refuse to give up. I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to keep going forward. And see, I understood the assignment. It was to get us home. And see, the problem is what I'm seeing. A lot of you have this place that you want to get to. You have this thing that you want to do. But because the journey is hard, because you're facing some unexpected tribulations, because you're expecting some situations that you didn't expect, that came and that caught you off guard. Has everything been easy for me? Absolutely not. There have been times that my job has burnt me out. There's been times I came home tired. There are times situations at home wasn't good. I'm just keeping it 100. But yet, nevertheless, I knew I had to keep pressing. A lot of you allow so many things on the sidelines to distract you from where you're trying to get to. And I see it so often, so many podcasters, they quit along the journey. They want to do podcasting. But then it turns out it's not what they thought it was going to be. It takes a lot more work. It takes a lot of more concentration. And then you're not consistent with it. You give up on the process of it. And now here I am 2 years later, and I look back on year one, and then you giving up. That is what I'm trying to show you, not to give up during the process. Because while you're going through those hardships, it's teaching you some things. If one thing I learned about the journey is listen and pay attention to the lessons that the journey is trying to teach me. And because I paid attention to those lessons, those things that it was speaking to me, I learned how to tweak some things along the way. I had one coach who helped me lay a foundation for podcasting. I had someone else that helped me tweak these things. Then I had someone else to help me streamline it and make it easier. And see, that's the thing. A lot of us are surrounded by people, but we're not learning from them. We're not taking the time. And some of them we can learn from afar if we just watch and pay attention. But see, that's the thing. A lot of you don't want to take advantage of the people that you can learn from because you're so focused on everything else. You're so focused on the next TV show. You're so focused on trying to go hang out with the friends. But sometimes it takes a lot of sacrifice. You have to learn how to become that student for the things that you want to do. A lot of you are missing out on millions of dollars, thousands of dollars of things that you can learn because you're not paying attention. A lot of you are hanging with the very people who could teach you so much, but because you're getting distracted by everything else, you're missing out on the lessons. And then when it comes around where you really want to learn, now you got to pay for it. Take advantage of those situations. Pay attention to what's in front of you. Pay attention to what's ahead. Pay attention to the journey. Like I said, I was following the GPS and I was paying attention to where it was leading me. A lot of you don't want to trust the process. And because you don't want to trust the process, you're going off into the deep end. You're going off into places that you shouldn't even have to be in because you're getting distracted by everything that's on the sideline. I hear people talk about the shiny object syndrome. You have your focus here, but you're getting distracted by everything else that's shiny and everything else that glitters.
Fellow entrepreneur, it is Bobby Robinson, also known as the Influencer Attorney. And first of all, I'm sure by now you are enjoying the conversation with Relentless. I'm super excited to partner with Noel to offer 2 courses exclusively for his listeners. So the first course is a DIY business formation course, and this course is really for anybody who's trying to figure out what business entity. Is it an LLC? Is it a C Corp? So in this course, you'll learn everything you need to know about business entity formation, and I'll actually show you how to get it done in your respective state. The second course is a DIY trademark course, and this is one of my most popular courses. Everybody's trying to get their brand protected, and rightfully so. So in this course, I teach you everything that you need to know about trademarks, service marks, and more importantly, again, I literally show you step by step on how to get your brand protected by actually showing you how to file a trademark application. So I'm super excited to have you. Feel free to go ahead and register today, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care.
You're getting distracted by everything that comes your way. See, if anybody knows me, they know I don't do Clubhouse. It was only for a particular certain people that I would get on Clubhouse for. But I'm not gonna, and it's nothing against anybody else. Let me say this. Nothing against anybody else who likes to get on Clubhouse. But that's just not for me because, see, I don't want to get distracted by this person telling me to do things this way or this person telling me to do things that way because I already have a map that's ahead of me. Not saying that I can't learn something else from somebody else. I'm not saying that. But see, a lot of times when you get too many instructors, you get confused because everybody has their own method of doing things. If you learn from me, I have a certain method that I'm going to teach you. And see, those methods that I learned from different people, I learned what I can take and what I can't take. And, take the meat, throw away the bone. And see, I learned that in my process because it was certain things that helped me grow, that helped me become where I am today. Not everybody is made to be my coach. Not everybody is made to help me along my journey. So you got to learn how to decipher between the difference of each one of those things. But nevertheless, I'm going back to the process. I got to keep going on to the process because, see, a lot of you like to run from the process. A lot of you like to run from the work that you got to put in because you don't want to have to put in any work because that's too much work. That's too hard for me. But how can you ever get to a certain place? How can you ever grow? How can you ever move if you don't want to go through the process? If you don't want to go through those hard times, if you don't want to go through those difficult moments, how can you ever grow? Part of growing is going through those dark seasons because there are going to be some people that you're going to need to help along the way who are going to go through these same dark paths. And you're going to have to be that GPS because they can't see the road. You're going to have to learn how to be that light for them because they can't see anything in this dark tunnel that they're in. So all they will have is to follow my voice. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you these things. Just keep on going right now. I know it's difficult right now, but what I need you to do is keep going. They need to hear these words coming from your voice because you know what they're going through. You may not be going through the exact same thing, but they can relate to what you've been through by what they're going through. And because you're giving up in this dark tunnel, now they have nobody to navigate them out of the dark place that they're in. That is why I'm telling you, you cannot give up in the process. Yes, it may not be easy, but is it worth it? I guarantee you for sure that it is worth it. It is worth everything that you're going to face in your life. Yo, what's up, fam? This is your boy K Noel back again. Yo, check this out. For all my authors, my business owners, my coaches out there, are you looking to get your business, your book, your program in front of another audience? Then this is for you. Relentless Conversations is looking to partner with you. Yes, you. So what I need you to do right now, all serious inquiries, email right now, podcast@relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. Hey, I'm looking to hearing from you so we can work together to strive to go forward. All right, let's go. Yo, what's going on, fam? This is your boy K Noel. Look, a lot of you have been asking me questions on what did I do to get started? How did I pattern out my episodes? How did I reach out to different guests? Well, here's your opportunity now to learn everything that I have done leading up to episode 50. I will show you how to monetize. I will show you how to reach out to different guests. I'm showing you so much behind the scenes stuff that I do in my own podcast. So coming soon is my podcast course. Be sure to tune in and check it out. All right? K Noel, your Relentless Motivator. Now I'm motivating you to start your podcast. It's not just about you. A lot of you give up because you're so self-centered. Did he go there? Yes, I just went there. A lot of you are so self-centered. You're focused on yourself and you're not thinking about the people that you may come in contact with. A lot of you say you want to be a blessing to the people. A lot of you say you want to help these people, but yet you don't want to go through the dark paths that you're going to go through. Yet you don't want to go through the process. But yet you don't want to go through growing pains. Those growing pains are there to help you. Those growing pains are there to help make you better. You want to become stronger. You want to become this phenomenal person. You want to create this phenomenal business, but yet you don't want to go through the growing pains. A lot of you get the weak mindset instead of the relentless mindset. And you quit right where you are. You give up right where you are instead of going through it. A lot of you want to run from it instead of going through it. I think about so many people who I've seen start a journey, but then they run from it. But here's the thing. Nobody knew that you quit. Nobody knew, but you knew. You knew the very moments that you gave up. Were there times that I felt like giving up? Absolutely. There were plenty of times that I wanted to hang it up. There were plenty of times that I said, you know what, I'm through with this. There were plenty of times when the financial part didn't match up to what I wanted to go through. But I said, nevertheless, I'm going to keep going. And because you keep going, then you'll start seeing things coming together. Again, you got to go through the growing pains. Will everybody else go through the same growing pains? Absolutely not. Everybody has, in my book, I talk about that. Be relentless. If you haven't got your copy yet, be sure to get your copy. But in my book, I talk about purpose DNA. And what I mean by purpose DNA, we all have a certain path that we're going to go down. That's part of your DNA for your purpose. You have certain things that you're going to go through. And it's just for you. It's a fingerprint that is destined just for you. When you put your fingerprint on it, it's already lined up that K Noel is going to go through X, Y, and Z. But it is up to K Noel how long it's going to take him to get there. Now, I'm not saying that I can get there by tomorrow. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is this. I can prolong how long it takes me to get somewhere because I let fear control me. I let the self-doubt control me. I let what I don't know control me. Part of the problem is you're not moving. When you start moving, then you'll start seeing other things being added to you. And a lot of the problem is a lot of you don't want to go on the journey alone. A lot of you think because you're starting out, you're going to need help. You want people to go on the journey with you. But sometimes God will not allow people to go on that journey with you. Sometimes you got to go by yourself.
Goals. How many goals have you set up for yourself where you gave up because it was too hard? How many times did you feel you weren't good enough because the journey seems tedious? I too felt this way, but then things changed. I realized I had to change how I think. I had to change who I was. I had to be relentless. I am K Noel. I want to tell you about my book, Be Relentless. It teaches how to understand your roar, your design path, hitting your mark, and much more. Purchase your copy of Be Relentless today at www.relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. It's not just another book. It's a movement. So are you ready to be relentless?
Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Treaty LPC. Have you ever wondered why you won't let others get close to you? Does it bother you that you feel disconnected from family members and friends? Do you think that you might have imposter syndrome? Well, be sure to tune in to the Self-Aware and Effed Up podcast to learn more about yourself as well as taboo topics in mental health. Also, be sure to follow me, Treaty LPC, on all social media platforms under the handle Treaty LPC.
Stop being afraid to eat dinner by yourself. Stop being afraid to dine by yourself. Because sometimes it takes those moments to be by yourself where you can fully grow. Sometimes it takes those moments because, see, in those moments where you're dining by yourself, you may be cooking your meal and you may mess it up. You can't blame it on nobody but yourself. And see, the problem is a lot of us don't want to take the blame on ourselves. We don't want to see the faults in ourselves. But see, when you see those faults in yourself, that is what helps you grow. Because that is when you can learn and you can correct those different situations that are in your life. Stop being afraid of those things that you need to correct along your journey. In order for you to get to a different place, you got to learn how to take correction. A lot of you say you want to take correction. A lot of you say you want to do this, but when it comes to your face, you reject it. It's foolish to want the correction and not receive it, because now you're wasting people's time, and then they're not going to want to say another word to you. They're not going to want to be a helping hand to you in the future because you can't even take this soft correction right here. You can't take this realignment right here because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to help you, but because you're too busy focused on what you're trying to do, now you're not going anywhere. And then when you get in this circle, wondering why you're going in a circle, why things aren't going forward the way you expected, is because you can date it back to right here on this particular date when this one particular person came and gave you the words that you needed to bring life, to break some cycles off of you. You rejected. You rejected the correction. So when are you going to want to receive correction? When are you going to want to put your pride aside? Because again, it's not just about you. It's about the people that's behind you who you're going to help. But because you can't put your pride aside, then you're missing the mark. Everything that's lined up for you, you're missing it because you don't want to put aside your pride. Your pride can lead you down a place of destruction, whether you realize it or not. I'm just trying to help you grow on this journey. Because in order for you to continue to go forward, in order for you to grow, you got to learn how to take those corrections. A plant can't grow properly if you don't cut out the weeds around it. Sometimes you got to get in and dig in and not only cut those weeds out, but you got to dig in from the roots of the weeds. You got to put down the weed killer in order to kill the weeds that's around the plant so that it can fully grow. You are that plant. And because you're rejecting the weed killer, it's going to choke out your plant. Now, am I saying that it cannot grow back? No, I'm not saying that. I've been in that place. But I don't want you to have to go in a place where it takes you longer than you expected to get somewhere. That is why I'm here telling you to be relentless. Another thing that I had to learn for this journey to being relentless, is being consistent. A lot of you're doing things, and I'm going to be real with you. A lot of you are fire. A lot of you are way better than I am at certain stuff. But you're not consistent. Your consistency is what's killing you. A lot of you are so fire. A lot of you have so much great potential, but because you're not being consistent with the thing, you want to be sporadic. I'm going somewhere with this. You want to be sporadic where you want to do this 1 month, you want to take off another month, then you want to do it a month again, and you're not communicating with nobody. So it's not like you're taking necessary mental breaks or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking to the people who are just not downright, have no consistency nowhere in their life. Your biggest problem of your growing, your biggest problem of going forward in this journey is because you don't want to be consistent, because you have not a bit of consistency in your bones, in your body. But you have to start, even if you start doing a rep here. And I'm not even saying you got to be consistent every single day. Maybe you want to start off with your growing. I'm going to be consistent with doing once a week. From there, once you start getting that down pat, okay, I'm going to start doing 3 times a week. And then you grow to 5. Then you grow to 7 days a week. And then now you're doing twice a day, every other day. And then you keep growing. That is how you build consistency. So, and that's what I'm saying. If you want to keep going, if you want to grow in this journey, you got to be consistent with it. What are you doing to help you put in? What reps are you putting in? What work are you putting in behind the scenes to help you grow? And then a lot of you just, like I said, you give up. You give up because it seemed like it was too hard, because it seemed like things weren't working out. And if you've been following me on this podcast for the last 2 years, one of the things I cannot stand is hearing maybe it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't that it wasn't meant to be. The problem is that you didn't have the tenacity. You didn't have the strength to keep going. You didn't have the focus to keep going and realize, okay, maybe it wasn't that I needed to give up. Maybe it wasn't that it wasn't meant to be, but maybe I just need to make some adjustments. You're not paying attention to what's on the journey. You're not paying attention to the signs that's saying it's a detour coming ahead. So when you come to this dead end, you feel like, well, maybe it's not meant to be. But what the problem is, you missed the sign when it says exit right here. And this is the detour. And I need you to follow this route. You're trying to go straight ahead because you think that's the way you need to go. And then you miss out on what it is that you needed and what it is where you needed to go, that you missed the detour. A lot of you aren't paying attention to the journey. You're blaming everybody else for what's happening. You're blaming every different situation. But let's be real about it, baby. The problem is that you are the problem. You're not paying attention to the adjustments that you need to make. You're not paying attention to the detours that you need to turn right here. I need you to pay attention. In order for you to grow, in order for you to continue to go forward, you gotta pay attention to all of the signs that are on this journey. Pay attention. When you start paying attention to the signs, when you start making the detour, when it say detour right here, then you will realize where you need it to go. And then there's some of you, you want to take the shortcuts. And I kid you not. The shortcuts will end up making your journey longer than what it was. I think about in my past some shortcuts that I was trying to make instead of going the long way, and it's paid a hefty price for me. Even now, still paying that price for a shortcut that I tried to make instead of going the long way. We live in such a microwavable generation that we don't want to take the journey and go forward with the things the long way and learning the things that we need to learn. Because when you don't take shortcuts, when you go the right path, when you go the long journey, there are some things that you learn about yourself. There are some things that you can make corrections on before you get to your destination. There are some character flaws that you have to work on. There's some mindsets that you have to work on before you get there. But because you want to take the shortcuts, then you get to your destination taking a shortcut, and all you do is make a mess of that destination. You get to that place and you make an entire mess, and now you have to start all the way back over again. And it may not be all the way back over. You may just have to go back a couple of years and fix this one problem. But now this one problem, remember I was just talking about cutting out the weeds. Now this one problem has grown so many weeds around your plant. And now you're going through an entirely more prolonged process. All because you want to take shortcuts. In order to be relentless, you have to go through the process. In order to be relentless, you can't run from the process. That is how I made it to where I am right now. I didn't run from the process. And as long as you all are running from the process, you'll keep going in circles. You will never grow. I know this is a hard message. It was supposed to be a celebration. But I really want to help you grow. I'm telling you some things that most people won't tell you. And I'm hitting you with the hard and direct stuff that you need to hear. See, the problem is a lot of us, we run from the things that we need to hear, and then life puts us in a corner where we have no choice but to listen. A lot of you keep going through downfall after downfall because you don't want to listen. And then you're wondering, how did you get here? And you're like Deborah Cox, nobody's supposed to be here. Yeah, I went there. And then you become in a place that you was never supposed to be in because you didn't listen. So if you get nothing else out of this, is pay attention to the journey. Pay attention to the things that life is teaching you. Pay attention to the things that the journey is speaking to you. If you learn how to do those things, I promise you, you will see yourself grow like never before. This is your boy, K. Noel. Hey, before I go, I need y'all to do something for me. I need you all to leave a review on my website, www.relentlessconversations.com. Go ahead and leave a review. I'll read it on upcoming episodes coming up. Just so you all know, I got 2 more episodes. Then I'm doing a mid-season break. And then I'm taking the time out to restructure some things. And when I come back to you again, everything's going to be even better. I'm getting better and better with each step. So you already know the drill. This is your boy, K. Noel. You're leaving no days left behind. We're making the best of each day. and we're being relentless. With that being said, we are out.
We're choosing to unlock the treasures from within. Winners don't back down, now we move forward. Destiny awaits, you got the power, so now roar. This is Relentless Conversations. Destiny awaits, you gotta move forward. Never back down, man, we always move forward. We got the power, it's locked within. My friend, you never give in, cause it's your time to win. This is Relentless Conversations.